Hello, instructors. Some good feedback that I got was just to go through Zoom and record it. Every time I sit down to call I just keep getting pulled. I am, I took on some external seminars. I don't know. I just wanted to take on some other stuff, and some of them are out in Casa Grande. There was CRSS. I don't know. Um, for the suicide scale. They did a seminar on that and there was a speaker, so I wanted to go to that. Anyways, long story short, in my private life, I've been signing myself up for everything so that I am ready once I'm out of school. And then my internship, my supervisor, in my internship, she likes to see stuff like that, like I'm taking initiatives. Um, I also sat, I guess there's this new development with DDD on um a provider thing. So I went to that, but it was kind of confusing. But whatever it was, they're going to extend it for a couple more months and then they'll reconvene. So I'm going to do some more research on that because I think it's really important for me to have information, even if for any reason my clients need DDD services, I can have that resource for sure. Let me get some water. But it had to do with provider hours. So I don't know. I've just been diving into everything. But I'm going to screen share my PowerPoint and then go over my PowerPoint with you. So, really quick, let me see how I screen share my PowerPoint. Oh, wait. I think I need to, I think I need to go to screen share PowerPoint. Okay. So now you're going to see my PowerPoint. Um, I don't know why it clipped it this way, but I've done my PowerPoint like this before, um, where I could just record myself throughout the PowerPoint and it's super cool that way. Um, but without further ado, I'll just press play and let you hear what I had to say, if it will play. How important technology has changed the way social workers provide services and why it's important for professionalism online as well as in person, right? So technology allows us to document our services more effectively and communicate with clients, conduct telehealth appointments, and collaborate with outside providers in real time, even. While these tools are important access to care, they also create ethical responsibilities. Um, so as social workers, we are responsible for protecting our clients' privacies and maintaining professional boundaries while we utilize these, um, you know, new tools to us. Oh no, how does this one not play? Okay, here we go. So again, why technology matters in social work. The benefits are expanding our access to care to individuals, like I shared, such as telehealth to individuals in rural areas, and enhancing continued care by allowing providers to access secure um, information and share secure information. Some of the challenges, though, is protecting confidentiality and prevent cyber attacks through cybersecurity and data breaches, right? And I want to stop that for a second just because um, funny thing is that I was able to get some feedback from my supervisor because I was emailing probation for one of my clients and just sending like their certificates and stuff like that that they had received. I guess they finished their module prior to me getting there and before my internship, and the probation officer wanted it. And everyone's like, yeah, sure. He finished the module, send it over, whatever, whatever. So I sent it. not even thinking that I remember that they said all the emails have to be secured. You have to put the little bracket and then send it. And I forgot to do that. And it wasn't like it went anywhere, but she was like, make sure that it's always secured because this is client information, things like that. So technology does matter. It's super important. However, we are still humans, and it's important for us to take a second to make sure that we're, you know, making sure that we're doing things ethically and not just sending stuff to the wrong person. My supervisor assured that, she was just quickly putting in somebody's name and she just typed the letter and clicked the name, but she didn't look at the last name and sent a bunch of client documents. So then they had to inform the client. Um, I'm not sure what else she did with that or what we would do in that situation. She did say she tried to redact the email, but she could not. But anyways, I digress. Some of this is ensuring that ethical and responsible use of AI and other emergent technology is being utilized mindfully. And some of the image ideas or the technology ideas that we would be utilizing would be some of our EHRs, which is electronic record holding material, like our portals for our documentation, right? Telehealth sessions, secure messaging between providers or even between clients, and cloud strategy and security icons. Oh. Um, so the NASW Code of Ethics and Technology, it's easy to talk about ethics only when we're doing it face to face in a face to face session, but the NASW Code of Ethics applies at any time we're working with clients, right? When we're sending emails, documenting, utilizing telehealth, um, opportunities in our communication, and other communicating electronic devices such as emails, things of that nature, as I shared. Um, Also, when you're using AI, we are still responsible for protecting confidentiality and maintaining professionalism while using such clinical judgment technology. So, for instance, technology should be supported ethically and practiced, not just replaced, right? So we need to be mindful if um, you're writing a treatment plan or the wording of your session is just um, not conceptualized clearly in your opinion and you want to refine it, making sure we take out those individuals' names um, to ensure that we are providing good quality services. Um, we are maintaining the dignity and worth of the person, and we are practicing in with some integrity. And it's a great opportunity to utilize AI to see if if we're hitting competency, right, and we're staying non-biased and client-centered. You intern. In today's PowerPoint, we will be discussing how important technology has changed the way social workers provide services and why it's important for professionalism. Um, did I do that? Did I mess my slide up? Ugh, I think somehow I messed up my slides. Anyways, that's just my introduction again. Where were we? Sorry about that. Um, So, confidentiality in the digital age, technology has changed how we communicate, especially as time goes on, we just continue to more and more utilize technology. But it doesn't change our responsibility to protect the client confidentiality, right? One of the easy ways to mistakenly send out an individual's information or just breach their confidentiality is sending an email on accident or not double checking our work and not not being mindful and putting the wrong person's name in the emails, that's just an example. And then sending that email out, right? So that's one way that it's like I spoke this into existence. How funny. Um, But those are some examples of ways to keep confidentiality, confident, like clients' information confidential in the digital age. Just double checking, making sure that we're, you know, being mindful and not, just sending stuff willy-nilly out there. So professionalism when using technology. Professionalism when using technology. Technology, it's such a valuable tool that we've been able to utilize and just grow from, right? But social workers, we're responsible for maintaining professionalism, both online and offline. So professionalism does not end when we leave work, right? Why did it stop? So I don't know why it stopped, but it doesn't end when we leave work, right? So we definitely want to make sure that we, keep the integrity of our professionalism, our clients, and our workspace confidential, right? So accepting a friend request, crossing those boundaries could definitely blur those ethical boundaries. Seeing a client at a grocery store, at the mall, something like that and walking up to them and saying, hey, and introducing yourself to their friends or family, whoever they are with, um, that can be unethical, but definitely keeping those boundaries. Yes, we might see them out in public, but if they wave back, keep it completely neutral of who we are, how we know them. It's not our place to say who we are, disclosing it, that we want to be mindful, but we don't want to, share social media. We don't want to go looking at their social media, tagging them and stuff, things of that nature. I know a lot of agencies are doing personal cell phones where we can text our clients. I personally don't think that's a great idea, and I haven't started establishing that, but the internship that I'm at, they do encourage you to text your clients because they go to day programs and stuff. And I just feel like I can call the house and get that information if the client's going to be at the house or not, because I feel like once I start texting them, then it blurs that 9 to 5 boundary. And then what's to say that they really needed just to ask a quick question and they text me at 7 at night and then I respond to them. So now my life work balance is blurred. Or even if I needed them really quickly and I just wanted to text them at, 7 o'clock at night, it's a quick question. I'm doing something, da 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 da. And I just needed to ask you this. Well, that's interrupting their time too. So we want to be mindful. Why is this not having the so artificial intelligence or AI, the benefits and ethical risk. So some of the benefits are that they can be helpful organizing ideas, improving efficiency, and useful for education and research material, right? Or even administrative tasks. However, AI should never be used to replace professional judgment or be used to enter um, what's the word I'm looking for? Enter client information, right? We don't ever want to upload client information into a public AI portal. Always review AI generated content for accuracy and basis, and professional judgment should always be used before using AI, right? Um, AI can be useful, but be mindful how we use it, right? It should support our work, but the responsibility of ethical practice always remains on us as social workers. Best practices for ethical technology use. Chantrice, let's hear what you had to say about that. So, best practice for ethical technology is going to, oh my goodness, I don't know why I keep stopping. So, best practice for ethical technology is going to be follow the social work guidelines, protect client confidentiality when using technology, use sources approved, a source approved platform, such as like a peer review, things of that nature. Think before posting, texting, or using IA. That's something really, really important. For one, again, we want to think before. I am not sure if I got nervous, but yes, we want to think before um, posting any AI information and reread it, right? Because AI could be wrong. It's a tool, it's, just a resource, just like anything, but it's up to us to make sure that we are ensuring that the information's accurate, the source is accurate. Yes, going to um the library provided by the school. And even once we're out of school, I'm sure we have access to peer reviews, and that's going to be the most ethical way to ensure that the data that we're getting is factual. Um, just cross-referencing with our supervisor, asking if, if you're unsure about something, if it's an ethical concern, that is definitely going to be a helpful tool. So for me, some of my conclusion and key takeaways are that, again, technology should not replace the discernment and the professional judgment, right? Protect the client's confidentiality in every form of communication. Follow HIPAA guidelines and the code of ethics, maintain professional boundaries both online and offline with our clients, and continue to learn, continue learning about this beautiful wave of technology that we're being immersed in, evolve and provide ethical, client-centered care. So that was my PowerPoint. Here is my references. I have three references that I utilized. Um, I should throw myself in there as a reference, given the experience that I had, but this is definitely my PowerPoint, and I really enjoyed this one. So thank you for your time. I am so sorry that I don't know why the hyperlink wasn't working. Every so often it does that, I guess, but I've been able to like fix it, resend it, and it's been fine. But it wasn't even opening to me. It just was like alien talk. It was like thousands and thousands of just unknown mess. So I'm going to try it this way. Who knows? You have a great day. Thank you for letting me resubmit this.